I live in a constant state of fear and misery. Do you miss me anymore? So hey, what's up guys, Big Daddy D here. Today we're going to be talking about a new subreddit. Last time that I talked about a subreddit was over like 7 months ago. I'm not sure, like 8 months. I'm not keeping track of time. Last time I talked about a subreddit was our Chunkers, which was probably in April from last year. As such, I want to talk about a new subreddit. Now before we continue, I want to talk about my distaste for Reddit. Yes, I do not like Reddit. I don't. I tried using it, but I just don't like it. A lot of the moderators have way too much power, which makes just discussions and pretty much interacting with other people very limited, especially in communities that I'm very invested in. If it's not in the slightest, according to like some of their vague fucking guidelines and whatever, like in their own little rules in their dumb fucking subreddits, if you do not do anything regarding that, you have no opportunities to get you out. For all my experiences with people, that have just not been very good. A lot of people are kind of condescending, and that's just, I've joined the communities that I was expecting to like. I've just did not have a great experience. As such, I don't even use Reddit. I have a Reddit account, but I don't use it at all. My friend Godzilla1995-777 again decided to jump into the depths of hell to find this subreddit that we're gonna be reviewing today, called r/mendrawingwomen. And here's the thing. This subreddit is fucking dog shit. The whole point of the subreddit is this simple. They're saying that men cannot draw women because they sexualize them. That is fucking stupid. What about the women that sexualize men? Can they not draw men? So if I say that you cannot draw men anymore because some female artists draw them sexualized, does that mean that no woman can draw men again? Or like I should criticize them? Here's one thing. I don't consider myself the best artist, but I do like painting. Here, you know what? I actually have this right next here on my desk. I made this many years back. I think like on 2013. I have another one. That's on my kitchen. And also I painted this. See, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there. Yeah, that's my signature. I made that. Feel proud of myself. I do like painting. I do enjoy it. I like drawing. It's a very good way to express how I feel in an artistic way. So whenever I see these people that are criticizing these artists for doing art, it really fucking grinds my gears. The point of this subreddit is to criticize men who draw women the way these people don't like it, which in and itself is kind of retarded, because you can make an argument that, hey, women can't draw men because some women draw men sexualized. That's the reaction of them. They're just gonna start like breaking down, like a sandcastle and then next to the bay. It's just gonna like just start to just fall apart. So we're gonna be going through a couple of these posts and reviewing them, and I'm gonna give my thought on them. So this video is gonna be a little bit longer than usual. I know I've been saying that lately, but hey, this video is gonna be long, so grab some snacks, grab something to drink. I like drinking iced tea. Grab some popcorn or whatever the hell you guys like. I'm not sure. I'm not a psychic. I wish I was, so I would know what to suggest to you. But whatever you like, just grab some of that, sit down and get comfortable, and hear me, a chubby 17-year-old Puerto Rican boy, discussing art and anime titties for the next like 15 minutes. So let's begin. Remember this abomination? Custom mistake. Here's the thing. I understand it's kind of sexualized, but I don't see much wrong with this. It's just one of the Fantastic Four being, you know, kind of a skimpy outfit. I don't see anything wrong in the slightest. I don't think it looks that bad. Of course, it's kind of a, it all depends on the context. Context matters. So what was the point of her wearing that costume? Was it relevant to the story? There's none of that. You're gonna notice a lot in this subreddit that they never put actual criticism into what they're talking about. As such, they leave it very vague, because what is it? Is it her arms? Is she too beefy that she does not look like a woman? Is it her having a much more powerful jawline than me? Because yes, that is offensive. Somebody with a stronger jawline than me? Impossible. They never specify what is wrong with the art, because you can see in the background there's another female character that is dressed in the normal Fantastic Four outfit. So I don't see any criticism towards this. They never write anything around this. It's just like they tell you that it's a bad thing, but they never specify what is wrong with it. They really want to be the victim so badly. Meta/satire. Boo, we don't want you. Racist. Boo. Machist. Loser. Xenophobic. Get out of here. Straight white male. Not safe for work artist. Hope you die. Fuck off. Monster. Misogynist. You're worse than Hitler. I hate men. I mean, that's kind of how it is. That a lot of not safe for work artists get a lot of shit. In fact, many of these not safe for work artists, whatever they draw, they don't specifically, they're not exactly into that. You know that many of them do it for the money because they need to pay for their homes. They are artists, that's their job to paint, and somebody gives them money to draw something, they're gonna draw that. So not everything that an artist draws means that they're actually into that or that they agree with that. And yes, that's one thing that I've noticed a lot, that a lot of these not safe for work artists get a lot of shit. And this isn't trying to become the victim. They are being attacked constantly online, especially on Twitter. If you are an artist and you draw a woman that looks slightly hot, then you're gonna get attacked by a lot of people. So this is justified. This meme that you're saying that is to victimize themselves is accurate. A drawing of two underage girls by Mike Innell, the world's biggest pervert. I'm not sure if you're trying to use a foreign language, but a biggest pervert. I see absolutely nothing wrong with this. If you see something wrong with this, type it down in the comment section below. What the fuck? If you see something wrong with this, type it down below. I want to see, how is this any bad? Two underage minors, like it's like they're taking a picture. What's wrong with this? Absolutely, what is wrong with it? I don't see anything wrong. Be specific. You're living this so broad to assumptions. What is it? Is it because they're blonde? What is it? Is it because you don't like their glasses? Because I think they look nice. Is it because one of them has a large bust? Has a slightly large bust? Really? There's nothing wrong with this. It's not being sexualized. There's nothing wrong with this picture. They're putting an issue when there isn't any issue. One of the worst offenders, women without ribs. Oh my god, I want to get this over. I want to say this. If you're one of these people that criticize anime and art that isn't supposed to be realistic, and you say that it isn't realistic enough, you can go eat a large fucking KFC chicken burger. That shit sucks ass. Eat that shit and just get the biggest constipation you've ever gotten in your life. There's no point in realism when it comes to anime and all of that. It's animated. It's not meant to resemble real life unless that's the whole point of the show or the point that the artist wanted to put. One Piece has one of the most disproportionate and most bizarre character designs, but that's what makes it unique. Really? You're criticizing because Nami doesn't have ribs? Who the fuck cares? She's not real. It's the way that the artist draws them. What about Luffy? Luffy looks like he hasn't eaten in 500 years. It is just insanely idiotic. It's the way that the character's meant to look. What about her large eyes? What about her large brown eyes, you know? Is it now bad because women don't have eyes that big? Like, why the fuck are you getting angry about this? It's how the characters are stylized to make them look different. Say what you want about The Last of Us 2, but I love the way they designed Ellie. Positivity. Yeah, it doesn't matter that Ellie has a decent design. Her character is still fucking dog shit in The Last of Us 2. I'm so sorry. The way her character sucks ass, and what's the point? It's meant to look human. Of course they're not gonna make her with big fucking titties and a big voluptuous ass because it's meant to look realistic. But why don't you mention Abby, whose fucking arms are bigger than my head? Like, look, compare this. Abby has big fucking arms. And then where's that? Huh? Where's that? Huh? Come on. Where's the post about that on how unrealistic it is? I never found any of this. When I went myself, I didn't find anything criticizing the design of Abby. Okay, so this video is longer than 10 minutes anyway, so I want to add this as a side note. Let's talk about fan service, because I think it's something to understand before we continue on with this video. I don't have a problem with fan service, and I think that sexualizing comic book characters, it can get really fucking weird at times and annoying. But either way, if that's what the artist wants to do, just let the artist draw, let the artist paint. But I want to talk about this because it's something very important to the points that I will be making throughout this video. For point number 1, I have no problem with fan service. I think it's completely fine as long as it doesn't interfere with the story itself, nor with the overarching story or narrative that the writer or author is trying to tell. As long as it doesn't interfere with that or is in the whole concept of the show, then I don't have a problem with it. For example, the show Naruto, I think it's Naruto I should put in, or Naruto, the original Naruto, I'm not very sure, in which they have fan service, but it doesn't interfere with the story, nor it becomes very annoying. Unlike in the show Fairy Tail, where they have so much fan service that it's just pretty much unnoticed, just noticeable. Like, it's just really annoying to the point where you might even feel desensitized to all the fan service. But because of this, it really just comes off as just unnecessary at times, and that's what I want to mention. This fan service can get really annoying at times and not very good. But when it comes to this subreddit, they never add the context to any of this, so we really don't know whether in the story itself there's too much fan service or the characters are way too sexualized. And because of this, it's a big issue within the subreddit itself, which is the main point that I'm driving here. So that's just what I wanted to say about fan service. I have no problem with it. You can add it to your story or whatever, as long as it doesn't affect it. I really couldn't care any less. You want to add a hot anime guy with just big biceps and triceps that can break fucking towers and shit? Add it, I don't care. You want to make a girl with hips that can pretty much birth a hippo? I don't care, just do it. You do you, man. And with that said, let's continue on with the video, which is what you guys are here for, which is talking about r/men drawing women. At this point, why not just draw porn? I'm sorry about that, but it's just the cringe was coming out of my system. I just don't see much wrong. It's pretty sexualized, yeah. But other than that, I don't see anything wrong with this. It's sexualized, and I think that was the point. That it was supposed to be sexualized. This one, I don't know if I can show this. I think I'm gonna have to kind of blur it or put it like a black box, but why do you need to sexualize a deer butt? Because people are into weird shit, man. A lot of people around the planet are into some wild ass shit. So you assuming that, hey, why was it sexualized? What are you, kink shaming? Somebody online has probably bitten their little salami to this, because they're probably into that and they probably paid the artist for that. You're not providing any sort of other criticism, it's just that it's sexualized. That was the point, dummy. Yes, I too love a girl whose spine could break at any point. People messing up women. Okay, the point of this is to look sexualized. Why are you criticizing her back? Why don't you criticize her big, voluptuous, just ginormous hair? Why don't you criticize that? You know, that doesn't have to be realistic. The point of this is to look sexy, and also it is meant to, guess what, not look realistic. Art doesn't have to be realistic to be art or to look good. This looks decent. It's meant to look sexualized. Why don't you actually put constructive criticism in this instead of saying that it's bad without adding anything else? As far with all the posts we've seen already, there's not an ounce of proper criticism. There's only one post that my friend was able to find. Messing up She-Ra again. People messing with women. She-Ra, the sexy princess. Oh my god, are you fucking dense? I'm gonna have to, either way, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to censor this, but are you stupid? The whole point of this was to sexualize her, to make her sexy for an audience of people. That was the whole purpose. The main female character of Dorohedoro Nikaido, I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. None of the female characters in Dorohedoro are overtly sexualized, and most of them are portrayed as more physically strong than the male characters. Yeah, that's cool and everything. Is that the only positive you're gonna give? You know? It's not because they're well-written characters. It's not because it's entertaining to watch them on screen. No, that isn't what makes them great characters. I haven't seen the show, but you should add more than just that. Oh, they look realistic. No, they fucking don't. No woman has that type of hair like a fucking Super Saiyan 3. Also, no woman has like kind of like a hole in her face. Look, it's just they give a positive to, you know, they're like, oh, this looks realistic. You know, it's an anime. Not everything has to be realistic. So you're willing to say that this looks realistic and it's great, but then when it doesn't meet your realistic standards, it's bad. It's like she's smuggling 2 cannonballs. One Piece, one thing you'll notice is that they hate One Piece. They hate this fucking show, like real hard. And it's like, and what it is, it's this character who has, you know, whose butt is in the main focus, and she says that it looks like cannonballs. You do know that's because of the limitations of being black and white. That is the lighting, and guess what? It doesn't look that bad. Like, it's meant to portray the lighting, the sun, where the sun is coming from. It's a limitation of the medium, which is manga. So you criticizing this, you're criticizing, oh, it looks bad.
Because of a limitation.
Like, they don't take that into account. Oh, it looks like 2 cannonballs. It looks fine to me. I don't know I don't know what issue you're trying to implement here, but I see none. Organs? Who needs them? Anime/manga. She's an anime character. She doesn't breathe, she doesn't eat, she doesn't need her organs. What's your infatuation with organs? What are you, some fucking Frankenstein scientist? Like, you're obsessed with trying to find all the organs. The organs. I need the organs. The organs are necessity for these characters that don't even exist. This infatuation, I don't get it. She looks fine. Why don't you criticize, you know, her large shoulders that are like way bigger than mine? And like, she has way bigger shoulders. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how big my shoulder is compared to hers. What's wrong with this? It's not meant to look realistic. What about her lips? What about her eyes? What about her ears? None of this is criticized. It's just this line, as if you're supposed to assume that it's bad with absolutely no ounce of evidence or just the argument to say why it's bad. Damn it, Oda. One Piece. Yes, it's meant to look hot because that's the demographic. What about the other male characters that are actually kind of sexualized? What the hell is this? Anime/manga. So, I'm not sure. I think this is like the Dr. Stone show. I don't watch it. I've never read the manga. But here's the thing. It's meant to be kind of sexualized. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this. It's to look hot. Really? You're like, oh, why is it hot? That's disgusting because it's meant to be that way, you dummy. My god. Anime/manga. I think this is from the One Punch Man One Punch Man manga, and it's, yeah. What about Saitama? He looks fucking shredded as a motherfucker, and he has like a bazooka body. He was drawn by a woman. And if I said that, oh my god, look at this woman drawing a man, it sounds bad, just like this. How is this bad? I don't see nothing wrong with this. Is it meant to be kind of arousing? Is it meant to be kind of hot? Of course it fucking is. In anime, big audiences, like male audiences, will go to that because it's kind of hot. They will buy the manga and they will read it because that's how the world works. Yeah, because a gunslinger would totally wear armored bikinis. You dumb broad! It was meant to look that way, you imbecile! To look hot! You idiot! Who gives a flying toaster of a mother effing word about that? It's meant to look hot for somebody else's fetish. Why would anyone look at a Pokemon and think, that's hot, let's draw porn of it? Because people are into weird shit. This is the only one that has decent criticism, decent constructive criticism. Well, not exactly constructive, but it does have some criticism on why it's bad. And here's what it says. This is one of the worst I've seen yet. Each body part exists on a separate plane. Yes, it doesn't look really good, I must admit. She looks like she's just like melting. So yes, I do agree. that it doesn't look good, and you could have provided much more criticism on why it looks bad. Of course, it's very apparent why it doesn't look good, but either way, you should at least put much more effort. I'm not saying that I disagree with everything here, but overall, it's just idiotic. Catwoman, Guardian of Gotham, Legend of the Boob Socks, people messing up women. What about Batman looking like a fucking genocidal maniac in the background? What if the costume does that to her chest? What if that was the feature of the suit? Why don't you put more context into this? I don't know what is happening. It's supposed to be Jasmine. Yes, it's Jasmine, but she looks hot. They gave her bigger titties. It's meant to look that way for somebody's fetish towards this character. She is supposed to be in any kind of combat like that. She will break her ankles and fall faster than the speed of light. Custom mistake. Yeah, it's meant to look hot. That's the whole fucking point. Maybe the guy that who commissioned that, or the guy who drew it, is into small ankles. What are you, kink shaming now? Vacuum sealed everything. I don't get this one because it's apparent from the picture that the suit is meant to separate her chest either way. So the art looks good. There's nothing wrong with this. What's the actual valid criticism here? There's none from these people. And it's not my job to say what's wrong, it's theirs. I thought she'd be much comfier in a sports bra and a pants rather than just a one-piece swimsuit with a dick-shaped cutout in it. Redesign it! This looks fucking bad. Like, I'm not saying that that whoever drew it is a bad artist, but overall, who gives a fuck? Really, she looks fine in the original one. Is it kind of sexualized? Yes. My Hero Academia is one big fan service piece of garbage. I like My Hero Academia, but it's just meant for that. It's for fan service. That's the right word. Many of these characters, the reason they look hot is for fan service. Nothing more, nothing less. It's fine if you want to redesign it. Not saying that it's a bad thing to do if you want to put your image, but mostly it just doesn't work. Like, your redesign doesn't look that unique. It looks mediocre. It doesn't look good. So that is all I gotta say regarding these characters and all. This whole men drawing women. I think in conclusion, this subreddit isn't really good. In fact, it's not good at all. It could be great to criticize many male artists in actual art that is meant to be like for fan service. It would be good if they actually gave actual criticism, but mainly they're criticizing just lewd images and fan service instead of actual pictures that aren't meant for that way, and you just sexualize for the sake of sexualizing it. They never criticize that, and they never mention it. And they could also use this subreddit to criticize, you know, how men are also drawn in unrealistic manners, but I don't see any of this. It's so hypocritical. They never mention that throughout this entire subreddit. They never provide any sort of criticism. So in short, this subreddit isn't really good. I would say that it's not as bad as Art Chunkers, but it's just pretentious and idiotic. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and share it with your friends so they can get a quick laugh or a chuckle at least. And with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and bye. I live in a constant state of fear and misery. Do you miss me anymore?